This is Bio chapter 7. Today we'll be covering pages 90, 91 and 92. First we have diseases caused by worms. Now the diseases caused by worms are very common, and these worms can enter the body through many of the outlets, including your skin, when you walk barefooted, when you get injured and you have a cut or a bruise on your body, when you consume contaminated food or contaminated water. These worms can again infect any part of the body. There are intestinal worms. They might affect other parts of the body like the lungs, like the brain, the lymph nodes, etc. We are discussing three types of diseases here. First is Teniasis. It is caused by flatworm. It enters the body through food or even contaminated water, and it lives in the intestine. That is, whatever food you eat and digest, the worm will take that food from you, consume it instead, and the body will not get proper nourishment. Whenever the intestines are affected by any kind of worm living in the intestines, they eat the food which was consumed by and digested by us. So what happens, even though we eat food, we do not get proper nourishment and nutrition in the body. We might feel weak, we might feel tired all the time, we might feel hungry all the time, we might lose weight, and it can also lead to things like malnutrition, because whatever nutrition we are giving into the body is consumed by the worms instead. Now this worm enters the body by eating improperly cooked measly pork or beef. Although in India we don't consume pork or beef in that much quantities or in those numbers. Pork is the meat which we get from pigs. Beef is the meat which we get from the cattle like cows and buffaloes. So if these meats are not cooked properly, the larvae or the eggs of the worms get into the body and they start living in the intestines. Next comes Ascariasis. It is caused by the roundworm called Ascaris. Again, it is an intestinal parasite, lives in the intestine, eats the food you digest, and it is commonly found in children world over. But that is, it's very common. Children get infected because they play outside. Small children are known to eat mud sometimes, or they fall down, get injured. These worms can easily enter the body. Now these worms are very small, very microscopic, and they enter the body of the host at the stage of eggs or larvae, so they cannot be seen by the naked eye. It is transmitted through food or water contaminated by Ascaris eggs. Like I told you, the worms mostly enter the body in the form of eggs or larvae, which are very, very small and cannot be seen. So they get inside the body very easily. Once inside the body, they'll go to the target organ and start growing there. Elephantiasis or filariasis. It is caused by filaria worm. This worm is carried by the female Culex mosquito. So it is a vector-borne disease. The worms block lymph vessels. Now lymph vessels, we have blood vessels in the body, the arteries and the veins, which carry blood to and from different parts of the bodies. Likewise, we have the lymph nodes in the body, or the lymph vessels, which carry essential nutrients or immunity cells to different parts of the body. They are responsible for collecting certain wastes and toxins from the body and flushing those toxins out of the body. What happens when the lymph vessels are blocked, especially in the legs or other limbs of the other limb, mostly they infect the lungs, the legs. The fluids, the toxins are not removed from the bodies by the lymph nodes. These fluids and toxins accumulate, as you can see in the picture. These accumulate in the legs, and it becomes painful for the patient to move, to stand, to walk. They cannot balance properly, they cannot balance their movements, and these worms are found to be living in these parts as well. So they cause enlargement. Enlargement मतलब size से बड़ा हो जाना, or swelling of legs, breasts in female and scrotum in males. The legs become large and elephant-like. That is why we have the name elephantiasis, because the legs become enlarged and look like elephant's legs. Here we have already discussed the three diseases caused by the worms. We will only discuss the cure and prevention. So first we have teniasis. It is spread by uncooked meat or the meat that hasn't been cooked properly. So the pork or beef has to be cooked properly so that all the enzymes, other germs and these worms can be killed while cooking itself. Next we have anti-teniasis drug, the medicine that kills these worms in the body. For ascariasis, we have proper disposal of feces. Since a person carrying the ascariasis worms or the roundworm ascaris, in simple words, we know that this worm lives in the intestine. So the worm will lay its eggs in the intestine of the host, and those eggs will be removed from the body through the excreta of the infected person. Now, when these feces or excreta come in contact with other people through soil, through contaminated food or water, these eggs enter the body again and infect other people. So, proper disposal of feces is necessary, especially in those areas where toilet facilities are not available, that is the rural and remote areas. Use of clean water and food so that the water and food is clean and purified and it is not infected by such worms or other germs. Anti-ascariasis drug to kill off the worm. For elephantiasis, we have elimination of mosquitoes. Since the carrier is a mosquito, so it's better to eliminate mosquitoes. Protection through against insect bite. We should protect ourselves against other insect bites as well. And anti-filarial drug to kill off the worm in the body. Next comes the mode of transmission of communicable disease. Communicable disease is caused by germs. We know this. These are infectious diseases. They can be carried from an infected person to a healthy person or persons, and there are different modes of transmission, that is the methods of transmission. We have studied different methods of transmission of different diseases as before. We are just taking a quick revision right here. First is direct contact. When a person is sick, you sit with them, you talk with them, you eat with them, play with them, live with them. We can't come in contact with the person through skin to skin contact by touching them or through their clothes, your utensils or other things which are used by the patients. Now these things are very likely to carry the germs, and thus they can infect the healthy people. The simplest example is whenever one person in the house is sick, it becomes very likely for other members to become sick as well, because the infectious diseases or communicable diseases are spread from the infected person to the healthy person. The diseases transmitted are leprosy. It is called code in Hindi. It is a skin disease in which the degradation of skin tissue takes place, and it is spread through touch or clothes of the patient. Chicken pox. Mostly we get chicken pox normally in the monsoon season or right after the monsoon season. It is common in children, and again skin to skin contact is one of the modes of transmission. Other than that, the fluids or pus which comes out of the pistols is one of the carriers. The scabs or the dead skin which is removed from those rashes is also the carrier. Eye infection, most common is the eye flu. Eye infections cause redness in the eyes, pain in the eyes, tearing of the eyes, and the discharges from the eyes. So when we come in contact with a person through skin contact or through their handkerchiefs or other clothing, we might get them as well. Bumps have been discussed before. Measles, smallpox. Smallpox is like chicken pox but very much severe. This disease has been eradicated from the world. Smallpox is called chechak in Hindi. Still you can Google the disease. And this disease is eradicated because we take vaccinations and immunizations when we are infants. Fungal diseases. Fungal diseases are mostly skin infections caused by fungus like ringworm and athlete's foot. Athlete's foot is caused to people who wear shoes a lot and they sweat a lot in their feet. For example, it's very common in the summer season, especially when someone removes their shoes, we get a bad smell of sweat. This is an indication that germs are growing on those feet, so we are recommended to change the socks every day and wash their feet often. Athlete's foot is common in athletes because they wear shoes for long time for their practices. Then comes contaminated air. That is the germs which spread through air. First is the droplet infection. Whenever a sick person sneezes or coughs, droplets of saliva are released into the air, and if the healthy person is sitting nearby the sick person, they might inhale the germs along with the air. By germs in mucus. Mucus is the sputum or phlegm या जो बलगम which is formed in the body when we get cold or cough. Diseases like diphtheria has been discussed, influenza, pneumonia, tuberculosis, polio, common cold, cough, whooping cough, all of these have been discussed in previous videos. Contaminated water. Contaminated water can be the water which is not pure. It can be underground water, water of ponds or rivers which has been polluted due to sewage, domestic waste, garbage, throwing the garbage in the water, washing clothes in water bodies, industrial waste, etc. By drinking the contaminated water, that is by drinking water contaminated with sewage or industrial waste. जो पानी सीवेज या इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट से मिक्स हो गया है, when we consume that water we might get sick because the toxins, the chemicals and the germs enter our body. By drinking water from ponds where cattle are bathed and clothes are washed. The animals are also carrier of various diseases, so where other animals drink water or the cattle bathe or other animals bathe, we should not consume that water directly because it is most likely contaminated. The diseases are cholera, typhoid, jaundice, diarrhea, hepatitis, amoebic dysentery, polio. All of these have been discussed. Contaminated food. Contaminated food is the food which is not of consumable quality. The food might have been cooked by ingredients which are not of good quality. The food might have been cooked in unhygienic surroundings. The food might be stale or spoiled. So eating fresh home cooked meals is the most likely or most easiest way to prevent these diseases. By eating contaminated food with bacteria and by food left open and contaminated by houseflies. When the food is left open, it is not covered, the houseflies or other germs might sit on the food and contaminate it. Botulism. Botulism is a kind of food poisoning. It is very rare and it is caused by the toxins which are released by bacteria. It is mostly caused when you eat spoiled food. जो खाना खराब हो चुका है, smell कर रहा है, सड़ गया है. When we eat that kind of spoiled food, we are most likely to get this food poisoning. Diarrhea, we know it. Dysentery, food poisoning, cholera, typhoid have been discussed. Vectors. Vectors are the animals which carry diseases from infected person to healthy person. The diseases which are carried by vectors are called vector-borne diseases. Bite of the female Anopheles mosquito. Other than that, we have Aedes mosquito. Rat flea lives on the rat. Clauses plague has been mostly eradicated. Although housefly mite are small insects which might live on our body, on our clothes, or even on our mattresses, and they carry certain diseases. Malaria. Discussed. Typhus fever is caused by mites. They cause headaches, fevers, rashes and itching across the body. Scabies has been discussed. Small mites live on your body. When they bite you, it causes itching in the body and it is very uncomfortable. Sleeping sickness. In this sickness, the person becomes very weak. The body ache is severe, high fever, headaches, and the person is mostly sleeping because of the parasites which infect the body. Plague spread by rat flea. Dengue, we know that, and Aedes mosquito. Yellow fever, it is common in tropical countries such as South India, Africa, Indonesia, etc. It is carried by flies. Typhoid, cholera and polio have been discussed before. Animals, the bite of animals like the bite of a dog, cat, monkey or a rabbit. These animals carry the rabies virus. The disease has been discussed before. Unhygienic habits, when you don't maintain personal hygiene, when you don't wash hands before and after eating, when your surroundings are not clean, when you're not maintaining personal hygiene of the body, when you're eating stale food is बासा खाना, जो पुराना खाना है, जिसको नहीं खाना है, 1-2 दिन पुराना जो खाना है, although it is not spoiled but it's stale and it is most likely growing many kinds of bacteria and other germs on it. And spoiled food, जो खाना बिल्कुल ख़राब हो चुका है. Typhoid, diarrhea, food poisoning, dysentery, worm infections. Contact with soil, when we can come in contact with soil while working in the fields in rural areas, when we walk barefooted on the mud or soil, when we fall and get cut or bruised in some way, get wounded, and germs from the soil can enter our body through these injuries. The diseases most likely caused are tetanus and mycosis. Mycosis is a kind of skin infection caused by a fungus, accompanied by rashes all over the body. Might be all over the body, might also be concentrated on specific parts of the body like legs or feet, back or chest, or even face. Mycosis spreads inwards, that is, when it infects the body, it will first infect the skin, then the inner layers, then the muscle, then the bones, and the fungus keeps eating away the skin and the parts of the body. Tetanus is very common in children. Whenever we fall down, we get injured, we get the anti-tetanus injection because it is a very common disease in the children and it infects the wounds. Mostly the wounds do not heal. We run infections and high fever, etc. This will be it for today. Let's keep it short, and we'll be discussing ways to prevent communicable diseases tomorrow.